Hey, how you doing? I'm Steve. Welcome to my channel. Today, I want to talk about the original legendary Van Halen frontman David Lee Roth and his recent podcasts. Now, is it just me, or is Diamond Dave getting even more eccentric? So let's start at the beginning. Sammy Hagar announced on the Howard Stern Show that he, along with Jason Bonham on drums, Michael Anthony on bass, and Joe Satriani on guitar, were going to do a Best of Both Worlds tour focusing mostly on the songs of Van Halen in a celebration of Eddie and the music of Van Halen. I think it sounds great. I'm looking forward to that. Now, Sammy said, quote, "We're going to invite every musician in every town whenever we play. If there's a guitar player in town, they always come to see Joe, just like they used to do for Eddie. So if we've got other guitar players, we got other singers, we're going to get them involved. If Alex Van Halen wants to jump up, or if David Lee Roth wants to come out and join us, come on, you guys are welcome. This is all about Van Halen." Sammy repeated this invite on SiriusXM's Eddie Trunk Nation, saying, quote, "From the bottom of my heart, he would be so welcome." Diamond Dave didn't hesitate. He released a statement to the Van Halen news desk saying, "I'm ready to go. Let's do this." That was my David Lee Roth impersonation. Anyway, so apparently that wasn't what Sammy meant. He responded saying, quote, "He can come out and sing a song on a show or two if he can remember the words. He's not invited on tour. No effing way. The invitation was to sing a song with us somewhere like a lot of singers or guitar players are going to be doing on this tour. I know better than to have him on tour again. Been there, done that. Now, it's no secret these two just don't get along." Well, that was pretty harsh. Now, Dave never wanted to shy away from a war of words. He did a podcast called The Ballad of Popsicle Sam, in which he references Sammy Hagar's claim from a 2011 interview with MTV that he was abducted by aliens. Dave said, according to Sam, he was abducted by aliens. "I'm compelled to solicit this sordid subject in an effort to explain Sammy Hagar's conduct. For the last 10 summers, I haven't said a single syllable about him, not one. And in the face of constant fart gas aimed in our direction here at Mojo Dojo, Diamond Dave Laboratories." Sorry. I think we've arrived at both the technical and medical answer that may explain some of Sammy Hagar's conduct and his constant spew of diarrhea vitriol in our direction. Sammy Hagar was abducted by aliens and was sex probed. Now, Sammy hasn't responded to Dave and probably won't. As a longtime fan of both singers, I would hope that they could bury the hatchet or at least try to be civil to each other in public. But I don't see that happening anytime soon, and that's too bad. I love both eras of the band. Wolfgang Van Halen has pretty much said that a tribute concert with him playing his dad's parts with the original lineup, or any lineup, just wasn't going to happen. And I think we now have a better idea why. On January 24th, 2024, Diamond Dave released another podcast. This one, he's slamming on Wolfgang pretty hard. In it, he said, and I quote, "This effing kid, he's complaining the entire tour like I'm not paying enough attention to him on stage. Like Santa Claus coming down the chimney and popping out on Christmas and nobody paying attention. Shalom to the dome, homie. I'm giving my best. Everything I've got in front of 20, 30,000 people at a clip. And he's complaining to everyone around me, the business manager, the security guy, the clothing lady. Dave's not paying enough attention to me." Now cut to the glamorous, glistening, shimmering New York City, and we're at Jones Beach with 20,000 of my closest friends. I walk out into the middle of the stage and I'm going to do Ice Cream Man. And I'm testifying to the brothers, Eddie and Alex. Man, how many times we played New York. This is spectacular. What I don't know is this kid, this Shamil kid, has commandeered a couple of monkeys to go behind my back and throw out these two great, quote, dames that I invited to be my guests at the show. Now, these, quote, dames are in their 40s, okay? Businesswomen. In fact, this effing kid doesn't know that these two, quote, dames work for the accounting firm that represent him, not me. But as usual, he, just like his uncle and his uncle's brother, stiffed them for tickets. I know they're going to do that. So I got ahead of things and I give them tickets. I'm not talking about Motley Crue groupies here. This is the real deal. Aren't Motley Crue groupies the real deal too? Anyway. And they're both carrying big satchel purses, right? Like Gucci. He throws them out of the building, teaching me a lesson. What this effing kid doesn't know is they're carrying all the paychecks for all 82 people on the road crew. Nobody tells me until I'm parked in the middle of the Jones Beach Bridge because they think I'm going to freak out. I laughed so hard I spilled my Snapple. He goes on. Then we're playing the Hollywood Bowl. Ed's not having a good day. I walk out on stage, and this is the very last show we're playing. I start to get tears in my eyes because I'm testifying to Ed and Al. Hey, we started just down the street in a little nightclub called Gazzari's. I'm about to launch into Ice Cream Man, and this effing kid, he commandeers 2 muscle monkeys, locates the one, quote, dame that is my guest, makes her do the walk of shame past all the other guests, and throws her out the building. Wolfie's teaching me a lesson by throwing out the person that he thinks is my girlfriend. But guess what? Not only is it an accountant again, not only is she carrying the paychecks for the 82 of us on the road crew, but she's also carrying cash bonuses for everybody there. Remember New York City? It's the same effing lady. All right, so in this rant, there's some oddities to me. Stuff just doesn't seem right. First, both concerts. He says the exact same thing happened at the exact same time when he's testifying to the brothers about to do the same song. Second, both places, the same woman's carrying the payroll, including cash bonuses in New York City. Who carries cash like that in New York City? Anyway, if that's the case, someone would have known who she was. It just seems odd that this could happen twice. But giving Dave the benefit of the doubt, you think if Wolf did this in New York City, someone would have told him that's who she was. She's got the payroll and he screwed up. One of the managers would have said something. They would have done something to make sure it doesn't happen. I mean, come on, he's a 16-year-old kid. Do you really think he has the power to do that? If he did do it, it was either Eddie or Alex who told him to do it. I could see Ed saying, Wolf, tell those guys to get her out of here. That to me is way more plausible than Wolf doing it on his own. And what about the dig on Eddie and Alex? He said he had to give the tickets to these ladies from the accounting firm because, as usual, quote, quote, he, Wolfgang, just like his uncle and his uncle's brother, stiffed them for tickets. This statement, if accurate, really makes me think that if this happened, Eddie or Alex were behind them getting kicked out, not Wolfgang. But there are other things. He says Wolf did this to get even with him for not paying enough attention to him.
I'm not going to be ignored.
That seems pretty childish. Yes, I know, Wolf was just a kid, 16 years old. But from everything I've read, he cared more about playing with his dad and uncle than getting attention from Dave. And when I saw him in concert, he appeared to be having a really great time with his dad and Alex. So I just don't know. There's also the issue that, assumably, Dave is blocking the renewal of the streaming contract for A Different Kind of Truth. It's been reported that he absolutely hates this album, doesn't want anybody singing it. I find that kind of interesting. I mean, it wasn't my favorite album, but there were some good songs on it. And it is the last Van Halen album. Wolfgang hasn't responded to Dave, but a lot of fans have. They are saying that Dave's rants are out of line. So Diamond Dave released a podcast in response. This one, he tells anyone who's not happy about what he said to his former bandmates to F off. And then he proceeds to rip on Wolf again. He's either feeding the negative to stay in the headlines or he's just lost it. Who tells their longtime fans who don't like his rants to F off? I'm not sure that's going to sit well with his fan base. Who knows? Dave's been releasing some unusual stuff lately. He's got a new song on YouTube and Spotify called Wash and Fold. It's different. He's released a video of him dancing to NXS's new sensation. He's got a new version of Jump and a few other things going on. At least it looks like he's having fun, and that's great. But I have no idea what he's doing. Now, again, maybe he's just trying to stay relevant like so many of the older performers are. But I'd much rather see him spend his time releasing new music, even if it's not my cup of tea. I'd rather see that than all this other crap going on. I wish Dave, Sammy, Alex, and Wolfgang all the best and continued success for each of them. But bottom line, this back and forth really isn't necessary. They don't have to be friends. They don't even have to get along. Just let bygones be bygones and celebrate with us, the fans, this wonderful music they made for us and the fantastic memories they gave us. this just seems to tarnish all that. I know it's a long shot, but I'm a little dreamer. So what do you think? Do you think these statements are justified? You think they're ridiculous? Or maybe it's just something to get attention? Let me know in the comments. As always, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. If you did, do me a favor, hit the like button. And if you like this kind of content and want to see more, consider subscribing. If there's something you want me to check out, leave it in the comments. I'll be happy to do it. So until next time, no matter what anybody says, don't forget, rock's not dead. Take care.